Change is everywhere. How the heck can we manage our way through it? Good morning, everybody. Today, Ruby and myself are discussing change. Then we're stable. Change. It's everywhere. So the only constant is change. That's the old adage. But for most business owners and businesses, it is the norm right now, more than ever. So what are we doing to manage change in our businesses? So changing lines of business, changing customers, changing processes, changing market conditions, changing. What is it that we want to do to manage that? And I think the first thing that I ask a lot of companies to do is just be okay with it. There's nothing you can do about it. Change is going to happen irrespective of what you do. My Kevin Kelley quote that it will live with me forever is change happens very slowly than all at once. So there are changes happening around us right now that haven't implicated or impacted us what we're doing, but it's coming. And so you can't think too heavily about that. All you can do is be ready. And so is anybody ready for the market tumultuousness right now? No. Should we have seen it coming a little bit? Yeah, probably. But, it is what it is. But for everybody, change is a very, very impactful thing. And so how we react and respond to the changes is really where the magic lies. And so what we ask of our teams is to take a deep breath and be okay with change, absorb it, sit with it. And I say this very sincerely, you need to sit with some changes for a minute to just understand implications and what's happening. And so let's not knee-jerk. Knee-jerk is bad. It's a bad reaction. If you're trying to chase a market right now, it's a bad idea. Don't do that. Try to understand what's happening with the changes that are going on around you. Think deeply. I think one of the things that people, when they're nervous or concerned about change, is that the anxiety takes over and then we react, right? That's the knee-jerk. Let's not do that. Let's take a step back. And I really do mean sit with it. Let's sit with it for a while to understand what the implications are for ourselves, our businesses, our teams, and note that whatever we think the change is, it's going to change again. Might be tomorrow, might be 2 years from now. It'll change. So sitting with that is really valuable. So for everybody who's kind of in the middle of some drastic, tumultuous situation, really stop and think about where you are. Look at your goals, look at where you want to go, and then see how this change is going to impact that. So is it a positive change? Sometimes we get positive changes and holy mackerel, we gotta jump on that and strike while the iron is hot. And then, a lot more, the changes are negative and they impact us, quite negatively. And how do we deal with that? And so sometimes it's just formulating a plan. Sometimes it is being angry. It is being upset. And letting that go after a minute so that you can action and you can do things. But it's really about managing that, both internally as an individual and then with your teams as to how do we make sure that that change is the positive that it should be for us. And is a change a wake-up call? Sometimes we are dancing through things and we get on these courses where, we're just doing what we have always done because it's always been the way we've done it, and that's dangerous. So if we're not taking a look around and seeing what change matters and means to our economy, our world, or whatever, those things, sometimes change can snap us out of that, and sometimes we need to be snapped out of that. So this is a bit of a long and winding rant, but I think for most companies right now, change is really hard. I think it is about taking back some of the responsibility for the changes that we need to manage and work through in the business. Some of it is being accountable to those changes and saying, okay, we can't continue to do it how we've always done it, and here's what that means, so that you as a business can move forward with a new approach, a new progress, new tools, new technology, whatever those things are. All right, enough for today. Ruby says change is hard. She does not like change, but she lives with it, and she deals with it, and she moves on. And I think that's the best thing that anybody can do right now. All right. Have a great one. Walking and Talking with Ruby.